Welcome to our Bloomberg audiences. We are here right now with Jerry Murrell. He is the co-founder of the hamburger chain Five Guys. Jerry, great to talk to you. 40 years in the making now. It's hard to believe that Five Guys has been around that long. You've grown pretty tremendously, close to 1,900 or so locations around the world, not just here in the U.S. And I think there are a lot of people who are kind of wondering what the next 40 years looks like. Do you plan to expand beyond the 1,900 plus stores that you have right now?
Well, I'd like to be sure that there's going to be another 40 years for me. That's for sure. No, we're going to probably stay on the same track. I think we like running the business. It's fun.
You've been running this for a long time. There's been a lot of talk as to whether the business model that you have employed with regards to being a closely held company, kind of having, I guess, a bit of a hybrid when it comes to corporate-owned stores versus your franchise model. I am curious, is there any sense that you would gravitate to sort of one end of the spectrum or the other with regards to owning your stores outright versus a more full-on franchise model like you see with some of the fast food places?
Well, working with franchises is fun, but also we like running our own stores. That's fun. Probably keep the same mix roughly, I would think.
Is there an advantage maybe to doing one or the other?
Big advantage when you're running franchise stores is if you run 600 stores yourself, they think you know what you're doing, which is important.
So when we talk,
in other words, we if we're running 600 stores, we're doing a lot of things that we're telling them to do.
yeah, I mean, but that's giving you a certain degree of control that some of your competitors might not necessarily have. You also have a very sort of targeted menu, not as expansive as some of your competitors as well. Does that work to your advantage?
I mean, having two items.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. I mean, your burgers and fries, more or less, and drinks. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the kids and I always say we're not smart enough to figure out something else, so we keep it simple. We've been lucky that way.
You have been, and I mean, we talk about this idea of such a limited menu, burgers, fries. I think you have a hot dog on the menu, but it is fairly limited, and I would think that that would allow you maybe a little bit more control, not so much just over what you're serving, but the idea of the costs associated with that. And I am curious as if you can talk to us a little bit about some of the increased costs that we've seen, particularly when it comes to beef prices over the last couple of years.
Well, the other day, the Wall Street Journal asked me what I think about the raise in beef prices. And I asked them, I said, well, is it just for us? So it really doesn't matter if the price goes up for beef or not, because it's going up for everybody, or the price of anything goes up, it's going up for everybody. And we've always told the kids not to worry about the price, that they serve to the customer what they think the customer wants. And they don't, a lot of times I don't even know what the cost is. Janie and I know what the cost is, but they don't, and we don't want them worrying about the cost.
Well, but how do you sort of square that, though, with consumers who are maybe a little bit more cost conscious? And I mean, Five Guys certainly is kind of seen as more of a premium product. I think on average nationally, you're basically paying $20 or so for a meal at Five Guys versus, say, a McDonald's, Shake Shack, places like that, where you're paying maybe 15, 16 bucks. You're not too concerned about that disparity?
Well, we are, but you're going to get what you pay for, but I don't know how to get around that.
Yeah, but when you see your competitors, kind of come at you. Steak and Shake has sort of tried to taunt you, talking about its meals that it serves and the disparity in the prices between what you can get there versus you. You just shrug your shoulders and just say, hey, whatever, we're going to keep doing what we do?
Well, I think one of the best run companies in the whole world is McDonald's. And I would never want to try to compete with them on price. What they do is terrific. We do a different thing. We're going after the more quality burger, but they do their thing, we do our thing.
With regards to just sort of the amount of sales that you get on a per store basis, I was taking a look at some of the numbers, at least the ones that are publicly available. And it's kind of interesting to see that some of your stores outside of the U.S. do significantly better on a per store basis than here in the U.S. And I am curious if you have any idea why that might be the case.
Well, I was thinking about that the other day because in Montana, we've got a few stores, and Montana is very sparsely populated. That's not a foreign country, but their stores do really, really good. And I asked the owner, why your store's doing so well? And he said, well, there's nobody else. So I would suppose in some countries that we go into, we're kind of a rare breed. And so we do very well.
When you think about competition, I mean, who do you sort of square yourself up with face to face with regard to who you think your most direct competitor is?
Well, there's the top three burger chains, and then after that, we start falling in like with Carl's Burgers and In-N-Out Burger and those guys. We compete with all those, but I don't know. If I could figure out something to do about competition, I probably wouldn't have to be here anymore.
You seem very relaxed, Jerry, which I guess is not surprising given sort of the ethos that most customers see when they go into that store. But as you grow and as you maybe get to a point in your life where you maybe want to pass the baton a little bit, have you thought about maybe going public, or is the idea to keep this company as a closely held business?
We look at all the options. We get a lot of offers to go public and to sell the business. And you got to remember that we've got probably 30, not 30, but close to 20 family members working in our business, grandkids and kids and wives. And we got a whole lot of relatives that like Five Guys and want us to keep it.
Yeah. Well, I kind of bring that up because we were speaking a little bit earlier in the newsroom about an IPO coming up for Jersey Mike's, which has been around, for 50 plus years, at least in its current iteration. It also had a lot of family roots. And at some point, they decided as they sort of built out that business, it was finally time to hit the public markets. But those discussions, those aren't really taking place behind the scenes with you right now?
Well, I know the guy at Jersey Mike's, they've been in business since '53, and they do a great job. I think he just got probably tired of it, but I don't think he's got a lot of family members involved in it. I don't know that for sure, but that's a great organization, and he's a different boat than we're in. But he runs a great operation, though.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. You keep bringing up family, and obviously just the name of your business harkens back to the start of that with you and your four sons. And I'm curious about this idea of sort of how do you sort of keep a family business going long term, when there are so many pressures out there to sort of either shift the business in a different direction or just dealing with, changing tastes and changing perceptions in the consumer marketplace.
Well, I get a whole lot of credit for things I don't do. And Five Guys was built by my first three oldest sons, me and Janie, and Janie. Janie and the first three boys built Five Guys. I had very little to do with it. I never cooked a hamburger. I mean, they did all the work. And whatever decisions they made, we went along with them. And it's still that way. So I think they're all having fun and they want to keep doing it.
Whose decision was it to sort of, put all those fries into the bag, basically just kind of overload it? Because, I mean, that, of course, brought a lot of people to Five Guys. That was kind of the hallmark. You come there for the burgers and you walk out with, like a week's worth of fries.
I can remember my kids when we used to go to some place for hamburgers and fries. One of the things the kids didn't like when they were little is not having enough fries in their serving. And the kids noticed right away if they put extra fries in, they would get more tips. So it boiled down to, be generous with the fries. And it's not something we do on a marketing thing. It's just something
Yeah.
that's always been done. Like people ask us, well, are paper bags, is that a marketing thing? No, it's just cheap.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Do you spend a lot on marketing? I feel like I don't see like a lot of like, that sort of in-your-face traditional advertising that you get with a lot of other fast food chains. It seems like it's either you know about Five Guys or you don't.
Well, in any business, I think marketing is probably the most important thing there is. Now, we haven't hired people that are not familiar with our business to go out and market for us, but a clean bathroom is marketing. Saying hello to the customers, marketing. And so we believe greatly in marketing, but we just haven't paid for it so far.
And my last question here, Jerry, also has to do with this idea, going back to expansion. You have, a few hundred stores outside of the United States. When we think about the burger and fries, which is kind of quintessentially American, or at least we think of it that way, how much does that translate into Asia or Europe or Latin America or wherever?
Well, that's a funny question, because when we first started, I remember we opened up a store about 90 miles away from us in Richmond, Virginia, and I couldn't sleep that night because I said, people aren't going to know who we are. And we opened up there and we did all right. Same way we went to Great Britain, I said, my gosh, why would you want to open up Great Britain? They don't know anything about hamburgers and fries, and almost every country that we've opened up in, I've been worried that we wouldn't be accepted, but we've been lucky, and people have accepted us.
Well, they certainly have, Jerry, and now here we are, almost 40 and a half years into this journey. It'll be interesting to see what comes next. Appreciate you joining us.
Hey, we feel honored that you talked to us, because we like your publication and everything. Thanks a million.